Hi everyone, it's Anne from Curious Moon Design. Today we're launching our newsletter, which you can subscribe to below. In it there's this freebie printout for you to use in any way you wish. I'm going to show you today how I've used it. I've made this delightful little notebook. So this freebie is taken from a page from our Dreamers kit, which is on Etsy, but we've adapted it. So this is a smaller image, and then this one backs this to make the lining. But if you go to Etsy, you'll see the Dreamers kit, and it's got lots of pages and lots of ephemera for a full junk journal kit. But let's get on and show you how we use this freebie. Stay with me while I show you how I made it up. Okay, well, your printout will appear like this. As you can see, some of the images are upside down, and that's because we've designed it so that you can fold it over and to make the cover, and then the images are the right way up for the lining. Now you could print it out on card and just cut here and just stick this to the back, but what I've done is I've folded this in half and then put a piece of card in between. I'll show you what I mean. So here we have the image folded and stuck to this card. I've just glued it down. And I'm going to cut this out now. So we've made the blue lining side just slightly bigger than the actual cover, just so and there's a little bit extra up this end, just so that you've got plenty of room to cut out. So I'll go ahead and cut this out and then come back. There we are, I've cut around the edges, and of course this edge was folded over, and the images now are the right way up. So I've made sure it's stuck down well, and as I say, you needn't make a notebook cover. If you want to do something else with it, you could make a tag out of it, but you could make a few of these notebooks as well. I'm just going to fold this now. So there we are, there we have our cover, and I'll ink the edges up all around and go on to the next stage. Okay, I've also printed out some line paper from one of our packs on Etsy. I've double-sided it. I'm going to cut them down smaller to fit in the little booklet, but I also put two on a sheet, so they're a lot smaller. I'm going to see if I can stick those together and put them in the book. So that's the line paper, and I've also got some tea stained. These are original tea stain, but I have got some to print out as well. So I'll cut those up and then we'll put them inside the book, see how it looks. Okay, I've cut the tea stain papers down, and with this one I just folded up the little bit that was left over, and I rounded the edges there. I think that will make a nice little pocket. I've done the same thing with one of the line pages, so I think I'll have them through the book like that. I might fold that one that way. Now, I've got the cover here, and they fit in very nicely, but I'm just going to trim down the edges because it's a little bit long for the book, and then I'll ink up the edges and come back and show you how I'm going to tie them into the cover. So I've trimmed the pages. I'm just going to round the corners of this little pocket. Okay, I'll ink all the edges. Just to give a little bit of definition. And along the pocket. I could make a little half moon there just to, I'll see, but I've got to stick these edges down as well to make the pocket. So I'll finish going around the edges of the pages and then I'll come back. Okay, I've got all the pages together now, so I've inked them up. I've just added this sort of old page from a book with a doily. I thought that looked quite nice, and I've stuck the pockets down, so we've got some pockets in there, and I've got them in the order I want. So now all we have to do is bind it together. Now you can do that various ways. You could just put a piece of cotton all the way around there so that you can slip pages in and out. I'm going to stitch through to make it a bit more permanent, although you can take it out again. So what I want to make sure is that the pages are in the right position. So I'll just move that one up a little bit. So when you're sure you've got the pages okay, what I do is just clamp them together . And then get your cover, pop that in there, and I'll put the clip on all of it. So then what I do is make a hole. I'm just going to do 2 holes right the way through. I've got my mat here and my sharpened screwdriver that my husband made for me for this job, and again on the top end. Then I've threaded some just very thin wool that I have. I've just chosen black and go in through that edge and then out through there. You could tie it in the inside as well. I'll just take the needle off. I'll tie a little knot down the bottom here. Might have to make that a bit tighter. Okay, we'll just take those off. And then we have our little booklet. The pocket here, some extra pages. I'm just going to cut this off about there. Use that wool again, and you could put a bead on there, all nicely secure. I hope you like that idea. Now the other thing you could do with your printout is you could make some tags. So you could easily cut that out and stick it to some card or print it on card and make some tags. And the same with that side. So lots of ideas. You could use this little booklet for journaling, note-taking, sketches, dream memories. So don't forget to subscribe to our monthly newsletter. We'll be featuring all sorts of crafty tips. Plus we will include a free printout each month. I hope you've enjoyed this, and please join us again for another video where we'll be crafting and sewing